the hadith say Waraqa died, and then he stopped writing the gospel, right?
Mm.
If he if he wrote the gospel says Jesus died. Why in Quran we can find Jesus not die?
Mm. Okay. Well,
Uh,
this is
so,
why, my friend, as I said, this guy is Nasara. He is not a Christian. For the Nasara, he did not die. The
uh,
Nasara, they believe that the Messiah, he was, because he is son of God, there's no way God, his father, will make him being tortured. So what they believe, that God, he replaced the Messiah on the cross and he made someone look like him, and this is exactly what the Quran is saying.
Muhammad took from the Nasara.
Yes, Muhammad, he never met Christians. Muhammad, he have Nasara around him only.
Oh,
There's no Christian around him. He have Nasara. That's why the whole Quran never mention anything except Nasara. There's there's the people of the book in Islam is two, Nasara and Jews. So Nasara is the one he think they are the true Christians, and
yeah.
the Jews, he called them Yahud, which is a wrong name. All right,
Mm.
and then
So,
there is verse
how?
like after that. Let us say there is like anything have to do with God and uh, prophets. Muhammad obviously is copying from others, but there is a chapters in the Quran is written by Muhammad. This is why they sound very stupid. You see, when if you buy my book, any of my books, and you learn, you read my translation, or let's say that my writing in English, and then you buy Shakespeare, you will notice right away the difference, right, and how strong the language in Shakespeare book, and there is no way to compare my English to Shakespeare, correct?
Yeah.
So if you are an Arab person, right away you will notice that the one who wrote the Quran, there's some chapters they have a good Arabic, and there's a chapters have a very horrible Arabic. It cannot be by the same writer. It's obvious.
Mm.
So I believe that those who they have a good Arabic is what Waraqa he wrote, and the one who have a wrong language is what Muhammad he made. And those are usually the one speaking about any woman she want to give her private part to Muhammad to sleep with him. Muhammad have fight with his wife. They are silly. They are stupid. So the Quran
Yeah.
is divided to uh, what is written by someone who have a good Arabic and someone who have very silly. He have a flight of thoughts. He have suffering from mental illness. He is stupid in the organizing the ideas. His language is bad. His Arabic is bad. And we have tons of stories. As an example, if you know the
Uh,
story, the story where,
yeah.
Muhammad is said Allah is the best of the creators. You remember the story?
Yeah.
Okay, the story here
Yeah.
is what? There's a guy, is an inscribed, he's a Christian. He was working for Muhammad, and uh, uh, some did say he is not a Christian, he is the cousin of Uthman. Anyway, so the guy, he was writing for Muhammad Quran. Muhammad was telling him Quran, and then the guy, he said, Subhanallah, khairul khaliqeen. Allah is the best of the creators. Muhammad, he said, write it there.
Yeah.
Tabarakallah ahsanul khaliqeen. So the guy, he said, but this is what I said. He said, yes, yes, it came to me the same. But he just said that, Muhammad, he like it.
Yeah.
He told him add it there. He like it. So the guy here, he decided to leave Islam, and this is what the Muslim says in their books. He went and he said to himself, well, if Muhammad is a prophet, I am a prophet too, because I am the one who said that first. So how does it
Yeah.
became Quran? So he discovered that he's a scam. So he ran away and he escaped, and then he wanted to kill him, and etc. And he hid in the house of Uthman. Long story. So obviously Muhammad, he made Quran by his own, and he take from people a sentence. As you remember, Umar, he said, my God agree with me in three. Some stories they say Allah agree with Umar in 10, some they say 7. Whatever it is, you will notice that Muhammad, Umar, he says something, Muhammad, he take it and he put it as it is in the Quran. So we cannot say the Quran is made only from Waraqa, but we can say the major information is coming from Waraqa, and then after that Muhammad, he have no choice but to make his own Quran, and he start collecting ideas from people around him. But as an example, the Kaaba, to pray to the Kaaba, who is the one who came with this verse? Omar. The hijab, the chapter of the hijab, who is the one who said that? Omar. You know, so like many things, the verse about Allah threatened the wives of Muhammad to behave, otherwise he will divorce them and replace them by different women. This is from Umar. So Umar, he says something, Muhammad, he take it and he put it in the Quran. And this is the same for anything. There's tons, like a story of Alexander the Great. This is not from Muhammad. This is you know, a legend written by a guy from Syria, and he made a book. It's called the Book of the Two Horn, and he called Alexander the Great by the person of the two horn. That's why the Quran mentioned the man of the two horn. Now, if you know, if you ask yourself, how Muhammad, he claimed that God is speaking, and then he called a guy, the guy with the two horn. Shouldn't we know his name? Who is this guy, that guy with two horn? Since when we call a person by a horn? You know what I mean? The reason for that, Muhammad is copying a legend, copying a story, fiction story. And in the story, it's called him the man with the two horn. So in chapter 18, verse number 83, it says, and they are asking you about Dhul Qarnayn, the man with the two horn. Say, I will tell you a story, and then he starts telling the story, which is very stupid story, that the guy who went and he found the sun sitting in murky water, blah 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 blah. Here, this Quran, the story is from the guy from Syria who wrote this story about a real person who is Alexander the Great. Like now today, many people write stories about someone is real, but the story itself is fiction, full of fiction. So Muhammad, he took the story, but he wrote it again in his own way in the Quran. So this is the chapter in front of us. This is Muhammad talking.